Sales has evolved as for the last 30-40 years. How a person, those sales by itself has not changed, but the process of selling has gone through a transformation. So if you look 30 years back, when a person, any salesperson, you put him in a market, you automatically start selling. When we talk about, if you remember those good old days where we had Fiats and we had the ambassadors, there was always a demand was always less than the supply, and therefore whatever products we brought in the market, it sold. So people would look at, now if we had to build a team, the idea was more focused on what is the process that goes into selling. We understood the sales process, the selling process is all about the process. Whether it was a CRM process, whether it was an objection handling process, is all about understanding the process, and that brought us the results. As time passed, 10 years down the line, the sales evolved, people started talking about, when people started doing the same thing, people started looking at other ways of selling, and they started talking about techniques of selling. Whether it's a funnel techniques, whether it's a spin selling technique, whether it is objection handling technique, we're talking about various techniques that went into salesmanship. That also brought the results, but soon you found that everybody is doing the same thing. What was it? Because at the end of the day, it was not just about selling a product. Whom are we selling it to? Our customers. Because people bought from people. Therefore, the key element is, how well did I understand the people? How well did I understand myself? Because if I don't understand what is my strength, my weaknesses, what I am good at, how would I understand my people, my customers, my buyers that we are talking about? So now we are integrating the process, the techniques, and the people. People buy from people, therefore understanding each one's emotions, and that is the critical element that we are talking about. But when we are talking about the elements of people buying from people, how people think varies. A person, the cultures vary, the backgrounds vary, the environment, the experiences vary. Therefore, to understand people, that is the key element which we are now focusing on in terms of behaviors, in terms of attitude, in terms of what influences them into buying your product, your services which you are talking about. So people think differently, therefore they act differently. Therefore, if they act differently, I need to communicate differently with different people that we are talking about. And when we are talking about people, the backgrounds that they come from, at the end of the day, it's the people. We are talking in terms of the growth. You have various kinds of mindset. Some people work towards what is the solution? What is the solution that you're talking about? Some people look at, how do I address the problem? So are you working from a growth mindset perspective, or are you looking at from a fixed mindset perspective? Because human beings by nature have unlimited wants. They always, when I have a 2-bedroom house, I'm looking for a 3-bedroom house along the way. Subsequently, I might look at 4, I might look at villa. So it's always, wants are unlimited. That's the first assumption that we make in economics. So when you're looking at people, everybody has got their growth mindset. They're always looking at ambitions. They're looking at new opportunities, new ways. The question is, as a salesperson, am I looking at how do I partner with the customer, with the buyer, in enhancing and helping him achieve his growth, his ambitions, his development, whatever he's looking for. And we as buyers, we are also, as a human being, we are social animals. So we get our concurrence, we get our alignment from our neighbors, from the group of people we interact with. And they are in that group, we are looking for growth ourselves. So what our neighbors have, how do I have something more than them? I need to calibrate with them, I need to align with them, I need to get their maybe a silent concurrence. So therefore we are looking at how do I align in this belief of theirs in total, or as a social being. Not the least, we are all, at the end of the day, we come alone, we go back alone. Therefore, as an individual, am I achieving my potential? So all these 3 elements, all these 5 elements which you talk about, that helps in towards achieving your behavior that dominates and in helping and achieving your objectives. So as a salesperson, we need to understand why people buy, what is the purpose on which they buy. Therefore, the attitude is demonstrated by the behavior. And that behavior, understanding the person's behavior, helps us to accordingly vary ourselves, because I cannot control the buyer, the customer. What I can control is myself. So therefore, if I understand myself, my skill sets, my behavior, my attitude, what encompasses it, it helps me to understand the customer, and therefore accordingly vary myself, be flexible enough to have a conversation and making him achieve his purpose, his objectives. And that is what the whole purpose of making the customer buy is all about.